General Robert E. Lee aims to move the war from Virginia and win a major battle in the North. He hopes to stoke the fire of a growing peace movement. His 75,000-man Army of Northern Virginia moves swiftly into south-central Pennsylvania. Union General George Gordon Meade and his 95,000-strong Army of the Potomac moves toward Lee. Lee concentrates his army where 10 roads converge. Gettysburg. Lee's move north will spark the largest battle in American history. It will last for 3 days. The battle starts west of Gettysburg. Union General John Buford's cavalrymen shoot at lead elements of Confederate General Henry Heath's division before falling back as Heath advances. Buford holds near Gettysburg until General John Reynolds' First Corps arrives. General Robert Rhodes's division arrives on Oak Hill. Though his division is twice the size of his opponent, Rhodes's initial attacks are poorly coordinated and repulsed. Then, General Jubal Early's division arrives from the northeast. Despite Union reinforcements, Rhodes and Early managed to break their right flank. After a savage firefight in Herbst Woods, they fall back to Seminary Ridge. Cannons and small arms blast the attacking rebels, reinforced by Dorsey Pender's division. But numbers come to bear, and the Union line collapses. Some escape via an unfinished railroad bed. Others, the defeated Yankees reform on Cemetery Hill, where General Howard has left a brigade and an array of cannons. The Confederates probe, but do not attack.
Now you can see the valley.
By the afternoon, the Confederates have wrapped around the Union position, which now resembles a giant fishhook. But the Federals occupy the high ground, and General Meade's interior lines will allow him to easily reinforce threatened sectors.
Was over there, a big old field?
Oh, the valley.
So they
See, the Confederates were up here on the ridge.
They say something here.
That my goodness, look at the guns.
Damn.
This goes on forever.
Yes, it does. And so did the war. So it seems.
Okay.
Oh, that must be battlefield. Says McMillan's Woods again. Whoever McMillan is, we're going to look him up.
something in the distance.
You can see something in the distance.
Look at what they're working on. See that dome?
What dome?
Look out to the left.
Oh, with the dude on top? Yeah. Guess he has something. Oh well. They got something on my cellar. This is solid. Why are those people getting out?
Oh, this is... This is the Louisiana Memorial.
In the afternoon, Union General Dan Sickles moves his 3rd Corps to the Peach Orchard and the Emmitsburg Road, where he thought he could better use his artillery. But this creates a lengthy bulge in the Union line, and Sickles lacks the men to defend it. General Meade is forced to send his entire 5th Corps and parts of others to reinforce Sickles, opening gaps in his center and on his right. General Lee orders Longstreet to make the main attack upon the Union left. General Hill is to threaten the center, and General Ewell is to assault the Union right. Longstreet's divisions under John Bell Hood and Lafayette McLaws line up on Seminary Ridge, along with Richard Anderson's division of Hill's Corps, ready to make the assault. It is one of the hottest days of the year. Advancing under a hail of fire, Hood's brigades commingle and split apart. Some slamming the 3rd Corps troops at Devil's Den, while others assault Little Round Top, where just arrived 5th Corps soldiers await them. Both sides send in reinforcements. Control of Devil's Den changes hands 3 times. Alabama and Texas soldiers charge Little Round Top again and again, but fall back. At last, a bayonet charge by Maine troops sends the exhausted attackers back for good. The Union's extreme left flank is secure. Meade scrambles reinforcements from the 2nd and 5th Corps to support Sickles. As McLaws' Confederate division enters the fray, the action shifts toward the Peach Orchard, which falls quickly. The fight for the wheat field nearby is less decisive, changing hands 6 times. In some, Hood and McLaws' men push on toward Cemetery Ridge, joined by part of Anderson's division. There, troops that vacated to reinforce Sickles have left a half-mile gap near the Union center. The Union Army can be cut in 2, but reinforcements via interior lines save the day. The exhausted rebels are pushed back. Other Confederates renew efforts to capture Little Round Top, entering what comes to be called the Valley of Death. They too are thrown back. The fighting finally ceases on the south end of the battlefield.
This is Little Round Top, looking down from where the Confederates attacked. and looking up toward the New York Monument.
And again, right after the Blue Ridge, those are basically the foothills of the Appalachians. If you cross the Appalachians, you'll go from here to Pittsburgh, pretty much is what it amounts to. Big round tops on your immediate left. So you can, the crest of the hill is probably behind that big pine tree, but you can see the slope pretty easy. And then if you would, folks, look at me for a moment. That's why I want you to come up off the path a little. If you look off in that direction, can you see the big dome of the Pennsylvania Memorial? There's that one. I don't think I'll pop.
Right here. You see that huge monument with the dome on the past next to the dome and the woods are behind. That's not
That's Cemetery Ridge in the distance.
At dusk, General Ewell moves on the Union right. Two of Jubal Early's brigades sweep toward Cemetery Hill, obscured by the gathering darkness. The Union line is thinly held by battle-weary 11th Corps soldiers. Louisianans and North Carolinians overwhelm them. But Union reinforcements surge onto the hill before Confederates can exploit their gains. Early's men are thrown back as General Edward Johnson's division moves to attack Culp's Hill. Most of the breastworks on Culp's Hill are empty, their brigades sent to reinforce Sickles. Only 1,300 Union soldiers under General George Sears Greene remain to face Johnson's attacking 4,500. Greene's men hold firm against numerous nighttime assaults, but some of Johnson's men gain a foothold in the abandoned trenches on the lower hill. By 10 p.m., the day's fighting comes to a halt.
This has got to be Cemetery Ridge here.
You can stop up here at least. You want to park. You can park right here. What's this here?
That's the Pennsylvania Monument there.
Good, taking stuff in front of it.
General Lee sees an opportunity, hoping to take Culp's Hill in a morning assault. He adds 3 brigades to bolster his left, but General Meade has ordered the return of the 5 brigades that left Culp's Hill to aid Sickles. Bolstered by a stream of reinforcements, Lee is badly outnumbered. For 7 hours, the battle rages. Initial Union attacks are stymied, including an ill-fated move near Spangler Spring. But by 11 a.m., the Union numbers weigh too heavily, and the Confederates are forced out of their captured entrenchments. now orders a massive assault upon the Union center. General George Pickett leads the only fresh division in Lee's army, and he forms the core of the attack under Longstreet's command. Meade is ready, having anticipated such a move the night before. At 1 p.m., Lee bombards the Union defenses, hoping to soften them up. Meade responds, and together, they create the largest artillery barrage in the Western Hemisphere. Ultimately, Lee's bombardment fails. Nevertheless, Pickett's attack commences at 3 p.m. 12,000 men emerge from Seminary Ridge. They must cross 1 mile of open ground. Union artillery opens at long range and tears gaps in the Confederate line. Meade orders more than 20,000 reinforcements to converge upon the center. Ohio, New York, and Vermont troops position themselves upon the flank of the Confederate advance. The Confederates are moving into a great pincer of Yankees. The Southerners enter rifle range. And fewer than half cross the Emmitsburg Road. But with second and third line troops coming up, some manage to breach the Union position. A ferocious melee ensues. As tens of thousands of Union reinforcements arrive, the Confederate attackers dwindle. Lee's men don't stand a chance. Lee's great moment of opportunity has become his greatest defeat by far. Scarcely half of the men who made the attack returned to Seminary Ridge.
Actually, Pickett's charge come from that direction. Down here where this fence turns, some of the Confederates actually made it up to it. See, there's a lookout tower over there. Now this is the site of Pickett's charge. They actually succeeded in taking some guns at this point, but the Union Reserve fought them back and recovered the position. Again, this is what is considered the angle. Pickett came out of those woods and across this field, suffering heavy casualties, but some did reach the bloody angle.
As events unfold in the center, cavalrymen are active on the flanks. In hopes of threatening the Union rear, Confederate General Jeb Stuart's horsemen try to swing around the Union Army. They are stopped east of Gettysburg by Union cavalrymen under General David M. Gregg. General George Custer leads a charge of Michiganders that highlights the repulse. South of Gettysburg, Union cavalry hit the Confederate flank and rear with no success. Charge and countercharge produced no real result for either side. The Battle of Gettysburg is over.